Hi Flosstube, I'm Lori and welcome to Once Upon a Stitch, take 2. Yeah, I was a little silly in the first one, but I just wanted to say that today is Sunday, June 21st, is Father's Day. It is my 55th Flosstube, and I wish everybody a happy Father's Day who's celebrating, and any gentleman who has anything to do with children, whether it's a teacher, a godfather, a grandfather, an uncle, anybody, I wish you a happy day today, and I hope you're celebrating with some family, even if it is at a distance. We celebrated Father's Day yesterday at my daughter-in-law's parents' house. We celebrated James's birthday, Amy's birthday, Father's Day for my other son Michael, my husband Sal, and Amy's father Jake. So it was all wrapped up into one. We were out in the backyard. We had a passing, a little spritzer of rain, more thunder than anything else, but it was fine. We were outside most of the time, so it was all good, and we had a great time. Alrighty, let's get to questions. Somebody complimented me on this, and I brought it back up to show you. This box came from Hobby Lobby, and it was brown, and I painted it white, but distressed it somewhat, and they thought it was a great for this styrofoam block. This was not my idea. I got this idea from Kitten stitcher Teresa. She showed this on her video doing. She had glued some foam core board together until she got the depth that she needed. But I bought these styrofoam blocks at the dollar store, and they were perfect for fitting in here. So it was off of her idea that I did this one. So I just wanted to bring that back and show you that. Somebody asked me what I cut the sheet metal with, and basically a pair of scissors, but not scissors that I'm going to use. So it's funny because I have this pair of scissors. It was my mother's fabric scissors years and years ago. My mother passed away in '93, so prior to that. So anyway, it doesn't cut any fabric. I mean, you go like this and it just does nothing. It doesn't cut thread. It cuts paper because I can cut paper with it. But I tried it on the sheet metal and it worked. I cut a piece of sheet metal out with these scissors. So it's basic, or a heavier duty scissor that have somewhat of a serrated edge is good for that. It's scissors that you're not going to use for anything else other than like heavy duty stuff. You're not going to cut your fabric or your threads with, but it cut this. So any scissor will do, but you don't want to destroy your good scissors. Let's see. Okay, I wanted to share some happy mail that I received. The first one was from Kathy from To Die House, and she made this card herself. Look how awesome that card is. You probably, there you go. 3D, I love it. And she sent thread drops. I want to take it out because there's like for summer, happy summer, and she made a bunch of thread drops and a thread ring which says "Here Comes the Sun." It's awesome. I love it. I can't wait to use it. And actually I decided that I'm collecting the threads for Blackbird Designs, the books that I've recently purchased, and I'm going to put them on this and work off of this for those books, and I'm looking forward to doing that. And the other stitchy kindness goodness that I got was from Dee Abrams. She sent me a birthday present, and she saw that I had stitched the Satsuma Street Autunno, which was that autumn pattern, and she got me the forest to match it, and I love it. I looked inside to see what fabric this was, and I believed it said mushroom, but I think a lighter, it doesn't look that dark on here, but the mushroom I have is a little bit darker. So I have an appointment to go to Needleworkers, and I'm going to look for fabric for this, because the next time I do start something new, this is going to be part of it. And she sent me all the threads. She made a needle minder how appropriate, the leaves from the tree. And I guess this could be on a floss bag or a scissor fob, or like a scissor. I think it's for the bag because it's a small lobster claw. And it has a pretty, I don't know if you're going to see it because of the glare. Oh, there you go. Well, it's a summer with sunflowers, and it's awesome. So thank you, Dee, and thank you, Kathy. They were wonderful surprises, and it was funny because my husband would bring in the mail. He goes, "You have a package." I said, "I do." I knew I didn't order anything, or what I had ordered, it had come in already. So very nice surprises. Okay, I'll show you my haul first. I put in an order with 1-2-3 Stitch for basically Gentle Arts, weeks, lots of threads that I needed. And that's the problem with some of my patterns that I have right now. I don't have the threads, and it's quite upsetting to me that every place is out of them too, so I can only get so many from one place. And anyway, I have an appointment to go to Needleworkers. I made an appointment because I don't want to just go when the store is open and I don't know how many people are there. And I picked up some DMCs, and then I also ordered this Blackbird design book in Friendship's Way, which I'm sure you probably all seen already. But there were some patterns that I wanted to stitch in here. So that's the haul. Arlene Cohen from Works by ABC. She's part of my group that we Zoom with, and we keep in touch with all the time. And she let us know that Long Dog Samplers was offering a free pattern on their website, and it's called Pandemic. And this is it. You have to download it yourself, but it's only going to be available, I think it was originally 7 days. So I don't know when it started, but if you do it within the next couple of days, you should still be able to get it. But then after that, they're going to take it down from being free, and they'll offer it as like to purchase it. But I'm going to tell you, it's like the pattern's 20 pages, so with the cover and the back pages, it's about 23 pages that you would download. And that's the pattern. And the pattern size is 365 by 429. So I think it might even be larger than my Templar Prophecy. Okay, so now on to finishes. I'll start here, this way I can put everything back neatly. The first finish I had was Plum Street Turkey Bay. And I signed it with the information about it, and got this frame from Goodwill, I think. So that's Turkey Bay. Then I partially finished, I don't know if I showed, I don't think I did, Jack Frost's Tree Farm. Now I laced this back, and then I stopped because I want to, and like now's not the time to look for Christmas things, but pretty soon they'll be out in the stores, and hopefully the stores will be open, and I'll be able to find what I'm going to put it on. And then I do have a board cut that I can put fabric and then put this on it, but it all depends on how that other piece of backing that I'll put this on. But I also then finished the 3 pillows of Douglas fir, balsam fir, and put tree fabric in the back, and the pine, the same rusty bell and ribbon, and the same fabric in the back. And the idea was to put this on something, and then have maybe there'll be like 3 pegs, and then I could hang this from it so that it could all be, that's the intention. But I don't know if I'll find what I need, or some adjustments will have to be made to some kind of a frame to do that. And then the last thing I finished in cross stitch was this Lizzie Kate family pillow. I had a little angel that I needed to stitch on since I showed you the finish. And then I put a piece of felt in the back with some buttons and a little patch to close it up. This one I actually slit in the back, which I don't usually do. I usually leave the bottom open and stitch it up, but I wanted to do it this way because I wanted to attach that piece of felt and then add some buttons. And this little thing, I'm not sure what they're called, but it's a Tim Holtz section of the crafting department. It's like a little safety pin, but it's not a safety pin. And so I attached the buttons with that. And that's cross stitching. And then I was watching some videos where some small quilts were shown, and I said, oh, I want to stitch a small quilt. So I did this little one, and here you can see the stitching that way, and then just a plain back. And I only stitched it in one direction because on here I found that the seams were going this way. I didn't want to stitch in the ditch, nor did I want to stitch on each side of it. So I just did the opposing angle for quilting it. Alrighty, so that's all my finishes. I have my notes here, so I keep looking down. Okay, what have I been stitching on? And I think I kept this in the order that I did stitch on it. So I was working on, I believe, I finished Abigail Adams, and I started the next one, which is Patrick Henry's house. And Patrick Henry himself from Little House Needleworks. And that's how far I've gotten on that. Not very far this time. But this is one of those, that's the whole pattern. This is one I want to finish by the end of the year. So I give it 2 days a month, and I think I can get it done by the end of hopefully before December. So, okay, let's put it here so I don't get mixed up. Then the next one was a new start. So the new start was Abby Rose Designs Sweet Summer. And this is how far I've gotten on that. Holding it the wrong way. It's hard when you, it looked nice either way. But that's where I've gotten so far. And I think the colors look really pretty on this fabric. This is a 28 count. Let's see if I wrote it down. Green Laurel, it's called. And I really like the colors, the way it pops on this. And it's a Swigert base. Green Laurel. Then oh, I forgot to get one of my patterns, but I can pick it up. The next was Puntini Puntini Welcome Summer. And I have a finish, not an FFO, but a finish of this. Let me see if I put cardboard behind it. And I attached, it's hard to see the posts of the fence, but there's a button for the birdhouse, the welcome sign, and it's funny, there was a hole on each side of the button, and I'm like, how am I going to attach this with one hole on each side? Then it dawned on me. I looked at the picture of the pattern, and it just goes right into the fabric. If you can see what I mean, it goes right down into the fabric instead of across it. And then this was a little seashell that was part of it. So I finally outlined the life rafts and finished it all. So that's a finish. one of my Stitch 10 challenges to myself, and was able to get it done. Very happy. I have actually just 3 left, but they're 3 pretty big patterns. The next one was a new start, and this was winter time. And I had said I was doing this in memory of Leanne. But you know what? I have to also say that I do it with holding Barb in my thoughts as well, because Leanne taught her how to finish that pillow, and Barb stitched the pillow. So it's a collaboration of the 2 of them. So that's what this pillow means to me. And I originally started it on doubloon. But I started it with the white snow, and you couldn't see it. You really, like, it's like over here, and it just didn't do it for me. So I stopped. I came up here, looked for some fabric, see what I had, and I think this is taupe. It's just the piece that I had, but the snow part showed much nicer. So I got into Wint, and there it's the pattern. On the screen it looks a little gray, but it's not. It's in the brown family, like a taupe. Okay, I forgot to grab this one because I ironed it and then I hung it up. So excuse me. This was also a finish, and this was the Prairie Schooler Village Sampler. And I love it. I just love this. Oh, I'm so happy I did that one because I really enjoyed doing it. And that was the pattern for it. I made a working copy because the copy that they sell you is like so paper thin that I didn't want to ruin it. Okay, the next one, New Start. And it's Plum Street, Peace, Love, and Purpose. And I'm doing it on a 28 count Lugana in Rock Quarry. I fold everything to the inside now, as Brenda and Laura say. And that's how far I've gotten. The flag, the pole, the vine, and then the beginning of the roof. And I don't know if you can see, the roof has some variegation like that. So that's the start of that one. So as you can tell, I'm doing one new start, one whip, one new start, one whip. So this was a whip that I had started a month ago, 2 months ago. It's the Scarlet House Autumn Pillow, Autumn Alphabet. And it was stitched on an 18 count Golden Promise. And this was also a finish. And I like the colors, the way it looks on this. If I hold it back here, you can see the more modeling in it. So now I have to come up with fabric to finish these the way I'd like to. That was a whip, so a new start. Prairie Schooler Evergreen. And I was going to do the deer, which is here. Oops, right there. So I did the deer, and I did the fox. Deer, fox. And on the days that I worked on this, Caleb was here with me. There were 2 days that I was babysitting him, so he took some nice naps, and we don't have a crib for him to nap in, so I put tons of pillows around him on the spare room bed, and he sleeps there, and then I sit on the corner and stitch so that when he wakes up, he doesn't decide to go flying off the bed. I think we're looking into getting a crib that adjusts into a toddler bed. Okay, the next one, WIP, is my Stacy Nash primitive. And this is stitched on 28 count Country Mocha. And I finally finished the house. And basically that's the only thing I did work on. Well, I almost finished the house. I finished this section of the house, but then it's this color down here on both sides, and then a fence across the bottom, but almost there. But the fact that I finished this main white section with the windows, I have outlining to do in the windows. I'm just so happy to have done that part. Now, this is one of the stitch 10 that I'd like to get completed, but 2 days a month, I don't know. That house took a lot of days, but we'll see. We'll try our best. That's all we can do, right? Oh, this came out of that one. Okay, the next was a WIP. No, it's supposed to be a new start. New start. Is Brenda Gervais, Merry Christmas. And didn't get too far on this. This is on a 28 count Lugana in clay. Let's see if I see back here, it shows the color a little bit better. And I got most of Santa done and the O. So I have to do the bottom section of his coat and then move on. It's funny because I like to start in the top left corner. So when I put this on my Q-snap, I saw that it was too much counting of snowflakes and everything. And then I have to count down if I wanted to do the deer. So I thought I put this center right in the middle of the Q-snap. But when it was pulled, you didn't see that line. So I kind of maybe misjudged it a little bit. After I took it out, I did count over to make sure that I had enough space for the deer at the bottom, or the stag, and a nice margin, which I will have. So I'm good. I'm good on that. And then a WIP I picked up. Well, somebody asked me about this in a previous one, asking how I was doing on it, and I hadn't done anything other than start at that time. So this is Blackbird, the Long and Winding Road, and this is done on a 25 count Lugana cream. So I finished all this section, which if I look at it this way is my left of the pattern. So I have to do the top flowers, they're all lazy daisies, and then a big urn. Here, it's easier to do it this way. So I have all this side to do. The roads are all done in between and the left side here. So it's just the top flowers and then down. So I was enjoying this. It was, but you had to be careful. You had to count. Make sure that things were lining up, etc. And somebody asked me how I was going to finish that one that was done. So I was at Joann's, and I found this. It was 50% off. Or was it 60? I think it was 60. And it was $19.99. So at 60% off. So I figured I bought it because of the Long and Winding Road was finished in a circular box, but because they do it on a small count fabric, it would fit on a small box. But since I really can't see it well to enjoy the stitching, I did it larger. So I found this, and I think it'll be fine. I think I'm going to put it on. I don't know if I can cut foam core, but I might try doing foam core, then pulling it in the back with a running stitch, pulling it, with some batting and then putting some kind of braid around the outside. That's the plan whenever I finish that. Okay, I think that's everything that I've stitched since we were last together. So, yes, that's it. Now that I'm going to do the giveaway that I have from the last video. And I'm going to wait till everybody gives me their address. Hopefully you'll all get back to me by Thursday so that Friday I can get out and mail these to you. I have Caleb on Wednesday and Thursday, so maybe a lot of people won't watch videos today, so I'm hoping you have like until Thursday. Not that you have until Thursday, but if I don't hear from you by my next video, which I'll talk about in a minute, I will pick another name, but you have a while to get back to me. So the question was, let's see, if your store is opened already, what was the first store you visited? And if your stores hadn't opened up, what was the first store you would like to go visit? Now, I had said that my store was going to be Hobby Lobby, and what happened was New Jersey opened up Monday, and checking the website on Hobby Lobby, they were not opening until Tuesday. So Joann's opened on Monday. So I went to Joann's, and that's where I bought that round wood. So that ended up being the first place that I went to. They didn't have everything I was looking for, so I got a few things. But the next day, a friend and we met at the store. We went in separate cars, and we had our masks and our gloves on, and we went in and we shopped at Hobby Lobby for some fabrics for finishing and things like that, some foam core board and sticky board. So hopefully, I don't know, in the next video I'll have some more things that I've completed that I'll be able to share with you. Okay, so that was the question. So I did the random number generator, and then I went back to the person's name themselves, and I didn't comment yet because I didn't want them to know until I announced it here. But I wanted to see what their store was that they mentioned. And the first one was the Merry Christmas by Country Cottage Needleworks, and that was this one. And it was number 7, Karen Maloley, and her store was that she wanted to visit was Hobby Lobby. Okay, the next one is Boo by All Through the Night. And Boo was actually number 2, Phyllis Rutherford, and her first store was that she wanted to visit was Michael's. And the last pattern was from the Tra-La-La collection, On the Beach. And that one was number 10, Barbara Nelson, and she was visiting Hobby Lobby. There you go. So congratulations to all the winners. Please, I will put my, actually it's easier if you contact me through Instagram, but I'll put my email address on the bottom. Hopefully it'll go through and it won't go into spam, but you can also reach me through Instagram. Okay, what I wanted to say right now is that I'm going to take a break from making floss tubes. And we have a few things coming up in July, family coming over and outside visiting and some other things that I need a break right now, basically. I enjoy this so much. I enjoy your comments. You've always been so kind to me, and I appreciate each and every one of you. But just like going on a vacation, I'm going to take a mini vacation for the month of July, and I will be back the beginning of August sometime, and hopefully I'll have lots to show you by then, maybe. But you know, vacations are vacations, and we either take the vacation and take a break a little bit, but I'm hoping you understand. I hope you'll come back and visit me when I do make another video. But yeah, right now I just need a little break. And I hope you understand. So, until August, have a wonderful July, summer. Happy summer, now that we're in the summer solstice. And I hope that you'll hang in there and come visit with me in August, promise, August. And until then, stay safe. Happy stitching. Love you guys.